Oh, Minecraft, what is there to say that hasn't already been said? How about this? What's a gas taste like? Well, that's what we're talking about today. Minecraft is full of all kinds of mobs, some from real life and some that it completely made up for its world. Now, the majority of the meat that we can eat in Minecraft comes from mobs that exist in real life, and that's lame. We already know what pig and sheep taste like. I want to put a strider in my mouth. Now, before we get into the meat of this video, quick side note, thank you so much for all the support on my last video. That was overwhelming and also amazing. I hope I don't disappoint you. Alright, before I start breaking down these mobs by flavor, let's go over some of the mobs that I won't be including. First and foremost, no mobs based on animals in real life. Obviously, we already know what those taste like. No zombies, that's just rotten flesh. No skeletons, that's just bones. No vexes or allays, those are ghosts. And no villagers or pillagers, those are people. And I already know what those taste like. Lastly, this video will only have mobs from base vanilla Minecraft, nothing from Dungeons or any other spin-off, no matter how delicious the baby ghast look. With all that out of the way, let's begin with Minecraft's Grim Reaper, the Creeper. Because the Creeper is basically Minecraft's mascot, we actually have got quite a bit of info on its anatomy over the years. One fun tidbit that people like to point out comes from a dev interview from a long time ago that states that a creeper's skin feels, and I quote, crunchy like dry leaves. So, they come with a crust. Another fun fact, creepers actually originated from a texture glitch while programming in pigs. So now it's a popular belief that they are related to pigs, or, you know, some kind of distant cousin to pigs. I don't know if this was ever confirmed, or if it's just a really popular headcanon, but I choose to believe it. So they have something porky going on. Now it's at this point that people are going to start pointing out to me this iconic diagram. Yeah, there's just a whole ass TNT block in there. This comes from the Minecraft book The Mobestiary, which I'll actually be using as a reference a lot in this video, since it's basically the only source we have for Minecraft anatomy. So yeah, I can't really dance around this and call this a joke or a visual gag. No, they just straight up got a bomb in there. But I mean, come on, you can eat around it. Look, there's plenty of space. Alright, let's be real. No matter how closely related the creeper is to pork rinds, it's gonna taste at least a little bit gunpowdery. But you know, I'm sure some seasoning can save it. You know, some onion powder, some pepper. Grill it, chop it up, make yourself a nice creeper sandwich. And I mean, come on. Wouldn't you eat a creeper just to say that you did? Would you eat a creeper for the clout? I would. And you couldn't stop me either. Creepers on the menu, boys, and next up is the Enderman. This doesn't count as cannibalism, right? They're alien enough. They are supposed to be really smart, though. I don't know if this is humane. Morals aside, I feel like I'd be too scared to eat an Enderman anyway. Because they are humanoids, I'd assume they'd also taste like pork, because that's what humans taste like. But it's gonna be some f***ed up pork. Like, Endermen are like strange alien higher beings. You can't tell me that eating their flesh isn't gonna do some f***ed up things to your mind. Doesn't rain burn them, by the way? I feel like their meat will, like, dissolve in water the way cotton candy does. But even if you were to try and go for Enderman meat, which I don't recommend, where you gonna get it from? Look at them. Literally skin and bones. You have barely anything to harvest. These bitches shrink wrapped. They do have a lot of bones though, so I guess you could try to go for their bone marrow, but I feel like that would do even more fucked up things to your mind than their meat would. I do not recommend Enderman bones in the slightest, but you can be my guest. Do not come crying to me after you trip ender pearls for 5 hours. Hey, Skella from the future here, coming to you live on the shitty earbud mic. I completely forgot that endermites exist, and I didn't realize this until the video was like 90% done. So I'm just gonna shove this in real quick after the Enderman entry. So, way that bugs taste depends entirely on how you prepare them because they're like bugs, there's not much to them. I had some sour cream and onion crickets once and they were pretty good. So endermites would probably have a lot of variety in their flavor. The only downside, I believe, is that eating them would have the same effect on you as like 3 months worth of exposure to a carbon monoxide leak in your house. So I don't recommend any way back to past Skella. Next up are the slimes, and I do not recommend partaking in the forbidden jello. Look, if we're gonna go by D&D logic, which is what I think makes the most sense for these things, they are full of acid. Don't put that in your mouth, please. And even if you did manage to swallow it without melting all your teeth out, it's probably gonna multiply inside of you, and that's gonna be terrible for everyone involved. Especially all your loved ones that are gonna have to watch you explode into Nickelodeon slime. Even with all that out of the way, have you seen the places that slime spawn? That is not gonna taste like the lime jello you've dreamed of. It's gonna taste like cavern scum. I do not recommend eating slimes. Next up are phantoms. I don't recommend eating these either. Originally, I was gonna group phantoms with the Vexes and Allays for just being ghosts, but I'm not sure that's what phantoms are. I don't know what they are. They got bones, that's for sure. At least I think that's for sure. Are those bones? You can collect membranes from them, so they're probably not ghosts. I don't recommend eating the membrane either. I don't know what you're supposed to do with these things, but it doesn't look very edible. Maybe you can boil up some of the membrane and make tea. Maybe it'll help you sleep. Or maybe it'll keep you up forever. Actually, don't do that. That's a bad idea. Sorry to disappoint, but I don't think we're going to be putting any sleep paralysis demons in our mouth anytime soon. Next up is the Guardian, and I was so excited to start making some poisonous pufferfish meat jokes, but according to the Mob Bestiary, they don't have any meat. They're hollow. They're a prismarine shell. So not only is the thing tough to crack open, but you don't even get a prize inside. Bogus as hell. Lucky for us, the Elder Guardian does have meat for some reason, so poisonous pufferfish meat is back on the menu. According to the Mob Bestiary, Guardians and Elder Guardians can't reproduce, so all the ones that are alive today are very, very, very old. Yucky. So now, instead of nothing, you get to crack open that tough skin to get some ancient, old, nasty fugu. Yeah, you guys can have fun with that. I want no part in it. Next up is the Ravager, which has a dude's face. Is it part man? I hope not. Apart from that, that looks like some tasty buffalo meat. I don't have much to say other than cook that up with some black pepper and you'll feed your family for the whole f***ing winter. Next is the Sniffer, which I also don't have that much to say about. I'm assuming it's gonna be beefy. He looks kind of like a little cow. I think he'll make a nice burger, but I'll definitely feel really, really bad about it. Look at him. Are you gonna eat him? You fucking monster. Moving on to nether mobs, the first up is the Blaze. And what is that? What is this? How am I meant to interpret this? I have never, in all my years of playing Minecraft, been able to figure out what the f*** I'm looking at here. It's some kind of flame elemental, maybe? But then why would you want to eat that? Look, all I'm saying is that there's better ways to get a hot rod in your mouth. It smells like sulfur and it's constantly burning. If you have a hunger for that, then I can't stop you, man. Then the Magma Cube is just lava. That's just lava. Don't put that in your mouth. Piglins are up next, and as you could probably guess, yeah, they'd probably taste like pork. They're pigmen. But I'm gonna stop you right there because I don't care what you say, these are just people. Yeah, I know they're half pig, but they're also smart enough to trade gold and wear clothes. You see him? That man has a family of 4. You're gonna eat him alive? That's f***ed up. Anyway, next up is the Ghast. What is that? Clearly it has, like, tentacles or tendrils, so is it like an octopus? Or some kind of cephalopod? Is it a jellyfish? The Mob Bestiary isn't very helpful on that front, but it does say that they're full of gas, and I don't know why, but my heart is telling me that that gas is poisonous. You can probably cook those tentacles up into some calamari, but it's probably gonna taste like sadness. I'd try it. Our last nether mob is the Strider, and I know I've said this a lot in this video, but I really, really mean it this time. What is that thing? Really, I'm being serious. What is the Strider supposed to be? The Mobestiary is too outdated to tell me what it is. And nobody online seems to know either, so I'm at a fucking loss. What is this thing? Are those stones on its legs? What are these things on its head? What is its head? Are they reptiles, amphibians, fucking bugs? My best guess is that these things are some kind of two-legged reptilian creature because they can't really regulate their body temperature, you know, like cold-blooded lizards. If they are reptiles, then their meat is gonna taste a little bit chickeny, would probably make some good jerky the way that we do with alligator meat. If that's the case, I would definitely try it and recommend it, but I'd also feel kinda bad. I mean, look at them. They're just so soppy. The last regular mob that we'll be covering is the shulker. I always kind of assumed these things were some kind of weird mollusk like a clam or a snail, and according to the Mobestiary, I was totally right. So if you haven't had clam before, they're kind of salty and fishy. Now, I'm hesitant to eat these because they come from the end, and we already discussed what the Endermen might do to you. Otherwise, assuming that they have the same properties as clam, there's a lot of ways to cook them. Boiled shulker, steamed shulker, shulker soup. I would make sure to eat them indoors though, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna make you start floating. And lastly, we are left with 2 boss mobs, and we're starting with the Warden. Yeah, good f***ing luck with that, man. No, I'm gonna take it seriously. I mean, just appearance-wise, I feel like this is a big, beefy boy. He also looks kinda swampy though. Swampy beef. He's got some nice juicy ribs on him though, look at those. Look, killing the Warden is a massive achievement. If you manage to do that, I think you've earned a little bit of his meat. Those lost souls trapped in his rib cage kind of stress me out though. I feel like if you take a bite of those ribs, you're gonna get sent to the hell dimension. I think it's worth it though. You've earned it. Enjoy your rack of barbecue, Warden. And lastly, we are met with the iconic bad bitch herself, the Ender Dragon. You, brave hero, have walked into the domain of this mighty beast and brought her down. And now, you're gonna Kentucky fry her for YouTube views. We've been over this before. She's a big reptile, she tastes like chicken, makes good jerky, tastes good fried, and look, she comes with her own side of eggs. She's getting blasted with those health beams all day, she's flying around in circles, she is fit and healthy. That is some nice tender meat. Would I do it? Of course I would, and I encourage you to do it too. Who would pass up the opportunity to eat dragon meat? Be a legend. Eat that lizard. And with that, we have reached our conclusion. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it helped you pick which mobs you are bringing to your next barbecue. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun too. Let me know what you think my next video should be about, because I have no ideas. Now that the video's over, I can finally discuss this in more detail. Thank you so much again for all the support on my last video, and for 3,000 subscribers. What? Are you serious? Thank you again. Thank you so much. I hope I can keep making videos that you guys like. As usual, I can't guarantee a consistent schedule ever. It's just how life works. I'm sorry, guys. But I will ensure that every video I put out will be the best I can make it. And I'm still learning. The channel's still going through its growing pains, but everything will be smoother in the future, I promise. Thank you so much again. Please tell me what you thought. Please tell me what you'd like to see from me next. Please subscribe if you liked it. It really encourages me to keep going and to keep improving. And like this video to die instantly. Goodbye!